Hi. I thought I'd talk about the supposed patch notes that may or may not be final. They'll probably be mostly final. I'll start from the start. I'll try to be quick. The first change they talk about is his throw change. Uh, so this, 10 more damage, 120 to 130, that's cool. And they have changed the positioning after the hit of the throw. So what I think this means basically is this will probably not be plus anymore. You'll probably not be plus after forward dash anymore. Maybe we will still. I don't know. But that's probably one thing that it means. And the other thing that is definitely going to be the case is this isn't going to work like this anymore, where we're right on top of them. You know, we've got the auto time throw loops. If I could do it properly. You know, this isn't going to be a thing anymore, for sure. Guarantee you. This is not going to be a thing. It'll probably, like, you'll throw them, and then you'll get pushed back to, like, here or something. So the throw is definitely nerfed overall, but this is a universal change for the most part. Everyone's getting their throws kind of like changed like this, so corner game isn't going to be as strong for Ed next season, most likely. If he's still plus after a dash, then it'll be not so bad, but yeah, that's the first change. The second change is backdash has been changed. It's been made slower, and it has, what did I say? The frames have changed from 21 frames to 23, and changed the movement value. So what this means is, if you look on my channel, I've got a video about Ed's backdash, all the stuff you can do with it. It's a uniquely broken backdash where you can get out of so much shit with it. That's not going to be the case anymore. You're not going to be able to backdash out of things for free a lot anymore. You're going to be like every other character. So, another nerf, which is fine. You know, it's a great tool, but it's kind of, you know, it's a bit of a silly thing. Okay, heavy kick. This button is the next one on the list. The damage has been reduced from 90 damage to 80 damage, which is a bit of a nerf, but 10 damage, not that big of a deal. But it has been overall buffed because they have made it so that on counter hit, it has less pushback, which is a very big buff for this move, because it means maybe we can get two, because if you do this deep, like if you do it like here, you can get 2 jabs there, right? Do a bit more damage, but if you're doing it here, that is unsafe on block. That is, if they block that, that is very unsafe, because it's -4, and everyone has a 4 frame button to punish with, so you rarely get the double light punch combo here, so that'll make that easier to make safe. I can't say exactly without seeing it, and the other thing is, it's going to reward spacing this move properly a lot more, because this move requires you need to have very good spacing with this move, and it can be hard to do because it's, oops, what did I change? No recovery. It's hard to do because it's a 15 frame startup move, which is huge, and you kind of have to hit him on the tip to be safe. It's a matchup thing, but yeah, this is a good buff for that move. It's going to encourage people to use it more than they already do, and it's going to have better reward overall, so that's good. That's a buff. What do we have next? Alright, the biggest buff for Ed that I've noticed. Hopefully this is in the final version of the patch notes. This move is gone from +4 on hit to +5, and it is gone from +2 on block to +3, which is a huge buff, because this is basically Ed's best button, really, already. This is already his best button, I think. You can make arguments for other things, but I think this is his best button. And going from +4 to +5, Ed doesn't have a 5 frame, so that doesn't add on to that, for example. But it's +6 on counter hit currently, right? So if you counter hit with this, let's put counter hit back on. it's +6 already, so you can do stuff like that, right? When it's +7, you'll be able to do this. This will be a combo, cancel into V-trigger. It'll be a good confirm, because if only it was +8, that would be, you'd be able to do something like that, but it's not going to be +8 most likely, because it's just going up one frame in each thing. But in terms of combo ability, it'll allow this to be a combo, which is also a 4-frame frame trap. But enough with what that does. Being +3 on block is a big buff for this move, because first of all, this let's put this back. This block string here is which combos? I'll turn it back on actually. This is a very good block string already, because it combos like that, that's a big combo for Ed, especially when you look at the range. That is, you know, you wouldn't expect Ed to be able to get a ranged combo like that, like so far pushed back. But the only problem with this block string right now and this frame trap is that crouch medium punch to stand medium punch is a 4-frame gap. So it's great against 4-frame characters, but against 3-frame characters, it is hard. They can interrupt it if they mash their 3-frame button, right? But next patch, if this is +3, that is not going to be possible for them. It's going to be a true frame trap that can't be interrupted by anything other than invincible moves and, you know, stuff like that. So that's already a big buff in that sense. Another really big buff that this offers is pressure, right? This move has such little pushback compared to his other moves, right? Look at that, I can press 3 of them before Alex is out of range of me. And whereas this move, see, this move's your current +3 move, right? And it's good, it's a good move, but the thing with Ed is his forward moving pressure and offense is bad, right? That's one of his major problems. You have this, that's really your only forward moving offense move, and it's 15 frame startup, it's -4, it's super slow, big recovery. You don't have much forward moving offense other than that, so normally with Ed you have to do stuff like, stuff like this, right? Where you're like forward moving pressure, right? But it's hard with this button because of the pushback, right? You have to leave big gaps to get into range where you can still combo off a counter hit. So the big walks that you have to do already make that forward moving pressure hard. But this button, you can be so aggressive here. You can be just relentless, and they have to kind of respect it because the pushback is so much better for Ed. And another thing with this button is, look at the recovery on that. It's like average recovery, but you know, people can whip punish this pretty easy, whereas this is, look how fast this move is. This move has such great recovery frames. It's kind of unreal. So this being +3 is gonna be so good. It's gonna just be like really change how to approach offense with Ed. It's just he's gonna be a real pain to put. It's probably the best way to put it. He's gonna give people a lot of trouble with that button. It's hopefully this buff stays. That's all I can really say. But okay, on to the next change. There's more I can say about the crouch medium punch, but I'll leave it for now. But that's going to be his biggest buff in terms of not his new beat trigger. But crouch medium kick, all it says is reduce pushback distance and change the hitboxes, which is kind of ambiguous. But what we do know from people testing at, what do you call it, Capcom Cup, what we do know is that this is going to make it a lot easier for Ed to combo. It's going to be a lot easier, like things aren't going to whiff as much, like doing this isn't going to whiff as as much. That's basically the gist of this change. Oh, normal. Doing this isn't gonna whip as much, right? Oops. You're gonna be able to, like, that won't whiff, for example. And, like, hands will be more reliable. That'll probably get all 3 hits in instead of just doing the 2 like it did there. You know? It's just going to improve it a lot, the change to crouch medium kick. And yeah, there'll probably be some other stuff it helps with too. So that's cool. Flicker pushback lens is the next. So this Flicker is going to have less pushback, which I assume is just going to make it combo better. I think that's the main reason for its change. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. And almost finished. We changed the on-block frames of Psycho Spark from -3 to -2. So that basically means if you're doing something like this and they block it, it's going to be -2 instead of -3. So people won't be able to punish it with a 3 frame basically, which is basically never happens. Oh, pardon me. Never happens anyway. So, you know, it seems cool. Maybe there'll be some like cool setups or something, like maybe Meaty Spark will be like a frame better and be able to do something cool from that. Have to see when the game comes out. I'm sure like we could work it out now, but a bit too lazy for that. But yeah, that's a cool change, I guess. Not really too significant unless there's some cool stuff found with it, which is possible. But and there's actually one other change. I don't have it written down, but I remember seeing it on the thing that I should talk about. Uncharged V skill is going to be better. As it is now, damage isn't very good. V meter build's good, and you don't get a setup of it, right? They changed the knockdown situation of it, and they made it so you cannot backroll it. Like, when you do it right now, you can't really do anything. Even when he isn't backrolling, you can't do anything of this knockdown, really. It's just straight back to neutral. And when you look at, like, the damage and stun it does, and, like, the risk you're taking doing that, which makes you -2, it's not a very good move. Just the risk reward isn't good, and, you know, don't get much out of it. But I still use it sometimes, but yeah. Overall, not a very good move, but now it's going to be better. People won't be able to do this anymore, as you can see. It's probably going to be a knockdown. I imagine, hard to say without seeing, but I imagine the knockdown is going to be something like the down V skill knockdown. This is a great knockdown, because you can throw bait off this knockdown. You can meaty with anything. You can do meaty whatever you want. So if knockdown, if they turn it to be a knockdown like that, it's the same as the anti-air V skill knockdown, then that's a big buff, and it's going to make the move a lot more useful overall. And not only that, you're going to want to use it so you can build V meter, right? Because the way I see it now, V trigger 2 probably going to be used for every matchup. Everyone's going to be using V trigger 2 all the time, and that's a 3-bar V trigger, right? So the faster you can build V meter, it's going to be very good. So I think this is going to be not an important move per se, but it's going to be a very useful move when used correctly next season, I think, for sure. So that's a really cool change as well. Yeah, that's all the changes that I know of. Hopefully, like I said, these might not be the same when the real patch notes come out. This is just the leaked patch notes, which they said aren't final, so we'll see. But overall, I think Ed's been pretty buffed. Pretty good buffs overall. Definitely happy with the buffs. I think everyone should be happy with them overall. He didn't get mega buffed or anything, but some great quality of life changes. Really, this is the crouch medium punch. I really hope that's a real change, because that's going to be sick. And on top of that, we're getting a sick V-Trigger as well. V-Trigger 2 is looking sick. So, if you want any more news that I happen to find and steal off people, you can check out my Twitter, which I will have in the description. And yeah, I'll be posting all sorts of stuff when AE comes out, stealing everyone's shit. But yeah, it's going to be cool. So yeah.